I don't know how many messages I could show you where I talked about that moral dilemma. How I didn't want to be stuck in a hotel room in Toronto because he was living a private life. And
That is
Labrist, I
I'm
hate
still
that
in
he's
shock that
I'm
he's
sorry.
messaging panelists, he's messaging friends, trying to be like a violent through message. I am like, listen, if you heard that and you still support that, that's on you. But that's fucking sick. I'm so sorry, Laborist. You didn't even say anything. You were up here on mute, and he's messaging. You know,
And it was
he's
kind of,
messaging him.
Wait,
I
He's
is
a
say it
he
little
just
bit
again.
of power
messaging
because
now?
Stephanie gave him a mute button, so he thought he could be a bully on TikTok. You're not even good at bullying, buddy. Nobody takes you fucking seriously. You don't even have a passport to do anything.
Wait,
You can't
Laborers,
get
he
one.
just messaged you during this live
Yes, so
because he
he's
saw you on the
definitely,
panel?
yeah. He heard what I
Here,
was saying. He
Laborist
said,
was up here on mute for 30 seconds. He
and
saw that. He
and
messaged him.
today's like this part of it is the first time I've actually kind of like taken any kind of stance and just said like I think it's enough like fucking with Steph, like you know, at a certain point you're a bully, and if you're bullying somebody that you were at one point in some kind of relationship with, it's even worse. So like if you don't like that person anymore, or if like I don't, you know, I hate getting involved in this, you know, other people's domestic stuff because it's very complicated. But like in this case, it seems less and less complicated the more I see it unfold, because it's like one person is being really aggressive and one person is just kind of seemingly in a lot of pain. Now somebody might say, hey, you're manipulative, or you know, like she's this, that, and the other. You're right. That's possible that could exist, but I just don't see any evidence of that, because I see it mostly as like this could be this was launched for a certain reason. Like this happened with Mr. Jones a while.
He's not.
Like it's cool.
Did he send you some messages, Theodore? Skippy?
What did it say, Laborers?
No, because y'all been sitting up here the whole entire day. But as soon as Labor says something,
He just sent me another one. I'm not reading them as they come. They're just like popping up at the top of my phone.
Okay.
And so like I didn't even know originally. Like he sent me one, and the original one saying you're on a live to me. It was so weird, dude. It was so like, first of all, if we were lifelong friends, or if you were a blood or a married relative of mine and you said that, it probably still wouldn't have any effect on me, because it's manipulative. Like, you know, if you're going to tell me that we're cut off because of something like this, then we probably weren't friends to begin with. In this case, I know for sure, because I don't even know
Labor, who I've talked to 3 times in the last year.
And never have had a conversation or a text message in real life, have never hung out or done anything where I would feel camaraderie with that person. So like, okay, dude, like, I mean, you know, not to sound like a jerk, but every 1.2 seconds someone unalives in this world. Like that bothers me more than you not messaging me or whatever. Like I could care less.
Oh, that
and it's
psychotic.
Like it's high schoolish, and that's why it fits into the narrative of like, if I'm pretty much objective coming into this, like you just said, from 2 months out, if I've been nothing and I don't know anything behind the scenes, and I got rid of the Discord app because the stupid alarm kept bugging me and all this other stuff, right? Like I don't have a side. There's no dog in the fight for me whatsoever. And it's just so blatantly.
And you come up on the panel and all of a sudden you get this random text or random message.
Yeah, he's like, wait, and they're basically like, from what I'm seeing as a headline, is like basically like, wait until these messages come out and then you'll see, and then you'll, you know, be sorry, kind of thing. And I'm like, thinking to myself, this is weird. It's almost like the Schmepstein file, right? Like he's weirdly alluding to something like, why don't you just send me this message then, dude? Like instead of texting or messaging me this message or allusion to a message, why don't you just say this was said and this was horrible, and I could say, oh yeah, if that's true, then that's horrible.
Just throwing shit at the walls, waiting to see what's going to stick. And obviously it stuck in a live a couple of nights ago.
He's being propped up by a bunch of people, literally, who do not have a personality in a life. And so the whole life, this little count of people Their whole life is trying to quote unquote be the morality police and bring people down and all this shit when they themselves are the most fucked up human beings alive. And they're propping them up and they're thinking it's cute. Like, fuck these people. Who the fuck are they to tell Steph what the fuck to do? And who the fuck are they to tell
Dana.
Hey,
Who the
when Dana
fuck
and
are
I
they?
listen, when
These
Dana and I
evil
agree
fucked
on
up.
something, when Dana
Hang
and
on,
I
let me
agree on
finish.
something,
Will you not over talk
know
me? I
it's
just want to
true.
say my piece.
I'm living
So,
it.
these same fucked up people are doing, like, all those people that are quote unquote trying to, all of them, every last fucking one of those people that are quote unquote trying to call out Steph have done a hell of a lot worse than anything Steph has ever done or said. And now they're siding with this piece of shit because they have no personality, no life, no nothing. Like, get a fucking personality besides just going after people. Read a fucking book, go on a hike, go do fucking something. Leave her the fuck alone. Hip is a piece of shit, and anybody who doesn't see through that and is continuing to encourage him, anybody who doesn't just say fuck you, like, and you don't need to know what's going on between Steph to have seen that person was a piece of shit. You needed to have seen the way he treated a veteran as a fucking Canadian. You needed to see the way that he spoke with women on this very fucking app. You needed to have seen the way that he went up there and he spoke to Unicorn. He's a piece of shit. And anybody who's aiding and abetting him and then at the same time saying, oh, we're trying to take down the patriarchy. And I'm trying to quote unquote unpack. And I am a revolutionary. And I'm just so compassionate. You guys are full of shit. You guys are all full of shit. All of y'all. Fuck you. At least I'm MAGA and I like don't pretend to be a good person, but I would never in all my quote unquote MAGA mama-ishness or MAGA-ishness, never would I just go after a woman on the internet because I don't have a fucking life. Leave Steph the fuck alone. Worry about your own fucking flaws because you got a whole fucking lot of them. Each and every fucking one of you in that fucking cult. Each and every one of you. Leave her alone. Stop promoting this man. Get a fucking life.
Steph, how can he cancel?
Furious.
Dana just admit she was MAGA. Wait a minute. Stop. I know I've been
talk
gone a
about that
minute.
later. Dana, listen,
right.
Dana, we're having a discussion.
He's
about
going to
that
say,
later.
Stephanie said this about you, and Stephanie said this about you, and Stephanie said this about you, and Stephanie said this about you.
So he talks to that many people to cancel you?
Again, it's not about her being canceled. It's about because he is terrified about what he is going to look like. If anybody knows the truth about him, he has portrayed himself to be a certain person online, which I know a lot of people do. But the difference is that he's more worried about how he's going to look, how other people are going to view him. That's all this is about. That's literally all. It doesn't matter about the girl in Canada. It doesn't matter about this person or that person. It's literally being done because it's all that matters to him is how people view him, whether it's online or not. That's all this is about.
Then it ain't got nothing to do with her then.
So why? So right now the main weapon is to demonize Steph and to put all this nonsense out there that's either not relevant, it's not true, it's exaggerated. And unfortunately, there are people who are going to believe it, and that's their business. But to pay somebody to host a live for him to do this, if that does not show you, I don't know what will. And then DMing labor is somebody who we haven't seen in months.
Yeah, messaging women, messaging laborists, anybody who was on this panel today. Laborists didn't even say anything. He got up there for 4 seconds and dropped. He got a violent message from Mr. Hit for being on the panel. If that's not silencing, if that's not an attempt to alienate her and silence her, I don't know what is. If you're too blind to see that, multiple people have said they have sensed the abuse from him. So it's not just like Steph has never even said that. I said it, and then there are multiple nonpartisan people that said, yeah, he's a piece of shit. Yeah, I could tell. I can hear the abuse. What he is doing is abusive. And if you're upholding abuse while he posts about her every day, stalks her, harasses her, you're sick. You're sick. I don't know.
It's to intimidate her because this is all about him. It's all about him. This has nothing to do with anybody else. In his mind, it's only about him because he doesn't want people to see him in a bad way. That's all this is. It's a narcissistic ego. This has nothing to do with anybody else. So the way that he's doing it is to try to do what he's doing to Steph, to twist it and make it so bad on her that people won't see him the way that he actually really is. And he's very good at it. I'm gonna admit, he's very good at it. But
I fucked up a lot of friendships. I fucked up a lot of friendships. I fucked up a lot of shit. I disregarded people because I was blinded by whatever the fuck emotional whatever I found myself in. And I'm going to have to own that. I'm going to have to own that. Two things can be simultaneously true. I fucked up there. A lot of those people, it's a hard pill to swallow. How do I say this? Are sitting there now, rubbing their hands together, going, perfect. Now he'll give me his attention. Perfect. Perfect. Just like I wanted. Because a lot of people wanted his attention and they got mad at me. And he would always put it in my head. He was like, all your friends, they want me. That's what he would say. And I believed him. I believed him. And he alienated me from a lot of people. And the people that he alienated me from, he's now BFF with. I'm not perfect. You guys can call me out all day long on that. I have trouble maintaining and keeping friendships. I do. Welcome to BPD. I got to figure that one out. More intensive therapy, I guess. I don't know. But I have a hard time trusting people. And when I'm told those people don't care about you, those people are hitting on me and I'm blowing them off. That's what he said. He said they try to, get close. Well, I didn't take that very well. That will pay me. Dana doesn't pay me. Heather, Carrie.
It's not monetized. This live, there's no monetization here. There's a tip jar for people, but there's no pay to snipe or none of that here.
Is that he, by this message right here, he paid to have space on a panel.
No, this is from
this woman
today.
and go up in front of a bunch of people.
No, this is from today. He's trying to, he paid to promote.
He didn't do that Friday.
Yeah, he's paying to promote the next call out.
And then he went in there in a room and kicked them where it counts in a place that they were hurt so that they would come after her. And that's what they've been doing for the last 3 or 4 days. They have every right to be angry and upset about what that other person did that's not even a part of the situation, that other man, that other mister. But he went in there in someone else's live and kicked everybody where they were hurting on purpose about that other person so that they would then turn their anger towards Steph and drag her and call her out and harass her and accuse her of, something she's already admitted she didn't do the right thing. It was a blip in time. It wasn't a strategic effort. It's just stupid. No, right now she is explaining her side of the situation. The reason that you're here, Theria, is because he kicked you where it hurt. He said, look what she did. Look what she did to this person. You all should be mad at her. And you are. And you fed into it. And everybody else in that panel fed into it. Now they want to drag her around fucking TikTok streets. It's stupid and childish, and you should be smarter than that, really.
This was a concern to him. He would have brought it up when he found out back in fucking January. It wasn't a concern to him then. It isn't now. And if you're
Munition.
Do you want to see where he
protecting an
places
abuser,
me?
it is what it is, and you're trying to silence a victim in real time, 4K, right now, while we're talking. You are trying to silence a victim. It is what it is. Hard pill to swallow. Look in the mirror.
He called me a consultant. He said, you're a consultant. People are coming to you for advice. He knew, because I told him. He said, what does he want? What's the
You're a
emergency?
lawyer.
Oh my God. It was not. Oh my God. Let me shut up. Let me shut up.
Listen, I'm going to tell you one thing and one thing only, because it's going to be portrayed in a lot of ways. Okay? He told me that people close to me were trying to get with him. And I fell for it. That's it. That's all that happened. Was I upset? Yeah. Was I pissed the fuck off? Yeah. Am I purposefully now trying to not involve her? Yes. Do you want me to share the messages that she shared with me?
Just went in Dawkins Live Friday night and threw Chum to the sharks and then, let's get her. She's the evil one. Get her. Fucking hell.
Because I confided in people close to me about everything that was going on. And people confided in me when people in certain spaces came after them. Right? Like, people confided in me when dangerous, harmful discords, people confided a lot in me. And I confided a lot in them. And Mr. Hip was successful in putting into my mind that my friends weren't my friends. And I fell for it. He lied and I fell for it. But it becomes difficult. This is something that's interpersonal and interpersonal only.
It's okay though, Steph. You know what I mean?
It's an interpersonal issue.
But I'm saying, you're saying you fell for something. It's okay that you fell for something. You know what I mean? If you feel like you felt for something. You know what I mean? Like it's bigger than the situation. In you know what I mean, in the grand aspect of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this situation does not make or break you. You know what I mean? It's just something you got to get past.
One thing I wanted to ask though, Steph, because on Friday I was late to the situation, but how did that even start? How did it begin? How did your name in that live with those people happen?
I was told that his plan that he's had since May to cancel me over Mr. Jones was being formulated So my nosy ass said, there's no way that this is happening. And I went and looked somewhere and just started looking around, searching things like keywords and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's wild. And it's wild that people came into my space and told me, if you don't block and get rid of Dana, essentially we're going to take you down. So while I was on vacation with Nanny, and the worst way to handle the situation, when the shit was hitting the fan, all three people were sitting there going, aha, perfect. I didn't know what to do. I panicked. I was like, do I put the Discord on ice? What do I do? And highly regrettably, I started kicking people. And I'll have to deal with that for a very long time. I'll have to deal with that for a very long time. I didn't trust. I was vulnerable and I didn't trust a lot of people. And I had an image portrayed and painted to me that you shouldn't trust those people because they don't care about you. They're trying to get with me. They're not your friends. They're not your friends. If you knew what they did behind your back, you wouldn't be their friend. So I evaluated the friendship and I was like, Now I knew he was a lying piece of shit. And I still was falling for it the whole time. So I sat back and watched it, and then I started seeing that, and then like my paranoia and delusions were like, oh fuck, And I was just like, I can't trust people. I didn't trust people, and then I went no contact. I just said, I'm not gonna do anything. It is what it is. And then that person recruited half my Discord and said, come over here for the healthy Discord. This is an unhealthy Discord. Come over here for the safe space. And last week, I was fucking nosy. So I go into this space and it's not very safe at all to anyone in there. Didn't appear to be very safe. And I just found it wild that, in my space, I'm held to, I'll cancel you if you keep her. If you keep that person around, we'll take you down. And I was like, okay, well, that person is problematic. Everyone knows that person's highly problematic, and that person has probably hurt a lot of people, as have I. But I always think there's a conversation that can be had. Maybe that's my fault, right? That conversations can be had. And it was never, we could never get to that point because there were polls in my Discord. There were messages. There were ultimatums. There were voice chats. Get rid of her or else. Get rid of her or else. Well, here's the thing. Okay? Here's the thing. I've known that person since the dawn of TikTok. And that person is problematic, to say the least. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't spend 20 hours a day in voice chats with that person. Okay? You can say that that person is harmful and use them as a punching bag, but I want to remind you that you're spending 20 hours a day with them. All day, every day. I'm not sure that you actually dislike that person as much as you portray to. I just think that it's easy to have that person, be the contrarian or whatever. But I saw a lot of shit in there. I saw a lot of shit in there that was flying in there, but never around my MySpace, right? Like MySpace, if that happened, it would have been, the end. But it's okay over there, right? So like it's the difference, and you're going to hold me accountable as a woman, but when a man creates that dynamic, it's okay because you won't stand up to that, right? And then he gets frustrated that, like, listen, I don't have any problems with that quote unquote host either. I don't. If I did, y'all would have known it. The only issue I've ever had with that quote unquote person is I said that I tried to give him the truth, right? Like people try to give me the truth. Sometimes we listen, sometimes we don't. Most of the time when y'all try to give me the truth, I didn't listen, right? But the only thing I ever said to that person was, and I meant it truthfully, that people don't like to come into your space. Because regardless, like, you're very likely going to be a target. That's what I told him. Because everyone, like, I'm going to be upfront and honest with you. Me and that host go way back. Me and that host go back before my live and before their live. That's how far back me and that host go. I've never had a problem with that host. What I had a problem with was that host taking Dana's money and encouraging her to crash out so that they could get more. That's what I had a problem with. That's what I had a problem with. And I had a problem with the other people that have done that as well to that person. And I have a problem with a lot of people that do that. There are a lot of people on this app that find themselves in very vulnerable positions, and I don't want y'all's money. I mean, if you want to buy me a drink or a pre-roll, hell yeah. But you know what's funny? I don't crowdfund for clout. I do it because you guys spend 24/7 with me, and I have no way to thank you for the time that you've donated. I'm broke as shit. And I don't have the financial means always to do it. So I'm like, you know what? How can we give back? What's a way that we can give back? What's a way? I don't receive a single coin on this app. Only tip jar.
Anyone else doing anything like that?
I will.
Stephanie is a good woman with a good heart.
I would absolutely love to show you my Wednesday payouts from every single TikTok account that I have. Because anybody that goes in a box or goes live on TikTok knows on Wednesday, TikTok pays you. Correct? You want to know the last time TikTok paid me on a Wednesday? Do you want to know how many coins I have in my account? You want to know what TikTok paid me today? Let's pull up my PayPal. My PayPal balance is $0. The only time I ever get paid from TikTok is on the 15th.